We are watching key votes happening in Raleigh right now that will impact transgender children and their families. Thanks for joining us. I'm Angela Taylor.
And I'm Rod Carter. State lawmakers are voting on whether to override Democratic Governor Roy Cooper's vetoes on several bills. Capitol reporter Michael Hyland is live in Raleigh with the very latest as this continues to unfold here.
It's clear at this point Republicans do have the votes for these overrides to be successful. They've been voting in the House and Senate over the last hour and a half on several bills. And essentially what has to happen at this point is the bills have to go from one chamber to the other to complete the override. By the end of the night, if all these bills become law, it sets up for the next stage of this battle to play out in court. From the field to the classroom to the doctor's office, state lawmakers could implement new restrictions on transgender youth.
It has been awful and terrifying.
This is courage.
Republicans scheduled votes Wednesday on whether to override Democratic Governor Roy Cooper's vetoes of several bills, including some impacting the LGBTQ community. One of them would block transgender athletes from competing in women's sports. PAYTON McNabb has gained national attention after being injured in a volleyball match last year when competing against a transgender athlete.
I think the law will just end it altogether, hopefully, and no one else will have to deal with what happened to me.
As she spoke in favor of the bill, protesters gathered across the street.
To write an entire bill against these children, why? It is fear-mongering.
The legislature also could ban gender transition procedures and puberty blockers for minors. In addition, the Parents' Bill of Rights would require schools to notify parents when a child changes the name or pronouns they use at school. Similar bills have passed in several conservative states, and some have been subject to lawsuits. Judges have struck down some of those laws, saying they violate people's civil rights.
This is about attacks on the LGBTQ community. And they're winning, right? They are spreading propaganda that's fear-based.
We are not opposed to transgender people. What we are opposed to is unfair play in the world of sports.
The North Carolina Values Coalition criticized Equality NC for offering people $50 gift cards to come and be here in the House and Senate galleries for these votes tonight, essentially accusing them of being paid protesters. But Equality NC says that was to help those people afford the cost of transportation. Live in Raleigh, Michael Hyland, CBS 17 News.
All right, Michael, thank you.
And Governor Cooper released a statement in response to the veto override saying, quote, "These are the wrong priorities, especially when they should be working nights and weekends to get a budget passed by the end of the month."